Hi my loves, long time no makeup tutorial. So we'll be doing a makeup tutorial today. So sit back and watch this very detailed makeup tutorial. First off, I started cleaning my model's face with a cotton pad and the Garnier micellar water. And this is how this micellar water actually removes, a lot of dirt from the face. And then I went in with my moisturizer. This moisturizer is from MS Metics. I think it's the Moisture Bomb. Yeah, that's what I used for the moisturizer. So moisturize everywhere, like every part of the face. Let that dry down. And then I'm using my e.l.f. primer. I didn't use any other primer because, she wasn't going anywhere. So we used the primer on the T-zone areas of the face only. And I had to match her face to her neck because it seemed like, the neck looked a little brighter than the face. So I used my MAC foundation. I've forgotten the particular shade this MAC is in. But yeah, I used my MAC foundation. You guys see how I'm avoiding the under eye? Yeah. Everyone should do that because that causes makeup to break easily under the eye, like too much products, everything. So if you're putting your foundation, just make sure to avoid the under eye. Obviously, I think everyone should know this by now because their makeup girl is everywhere giving like makeup tips and whatnot. Yeah, so I'm blending the foundation really well. So people use brush before they use the beauty blender, but I just go straight with my beauty blender because I feel using the brush and then the beauty blender later is like double work. For my contour, I'm using V Beauty. I forgot the shade again, but yeah, I was using V Beauty foundation. You see how very little went a long way for both the cheeks, for the both cheeks and the forehead. Yeah, I don't like using too much products, but I think I'd like to say I use enough products. Yeah. Anyway, we'll blend that in properly. And the next step is blush. This is a very random pink lipstick I got from my bag. So I think the lipstick is from Classic. Yeah, it's from Classic. So I like putting my contour and blushing very high up to make the face like very defined, to give it that very defined, to give like the cheeks that very defined look instead of like putting it down. So I take everything up. For highlights, we're going with Born This Way concealer. I think the shade is Sand. I think I use Sand and Warm Sand. Sand is brighter. I used it later, but this is Warm Sand I'm using now for the highlight. I let it dry down for some minutes before I started blending. I found it difficult to use this concealer when I first purchased it. I don't know why. Maybe because the other concealer, like the Nigerian brands I used to use, you don't let them dry down because once you leave it for like a few seconds or minutes, it dries down and then it's very difficult to blend. But with this concealer, it wasn't the case. And with this concealer, a little goes a very long way, actually, because before you know it, your under eye is looking too bright or you've put too much product. I think but yeah, if you're using this concealer, I advise you, build it up or even use little at the end of the day and blend properly. Blend as much as you can. Don't be in a hurry with it. Blend as much as you can, honestly. For setting, I actually used the Huda Beauty setting powder to set it. And here for bronzer, I'm using this powder from MAC. I didn't check the shade, but just anything you guys need to know the shade, you could just ask me and then I'll check and get back. But yeah, this bronzer is from MAC. I like, especially with my dark skin girlies, I like that bronzed look on them. Here I'm using this fancy blurring powder to powder her face. You know, you put foundation, please always use your powder, because after liquid products you use the powder products just to set what you've already done. So yeah, I am blending properly with my powder. I think the shade is 410. Yeah, I know that shade. This blush, it's like a highlight palette. It's from Merac Cosmetics. I wanted this look to, give, and I'm not doing a subtle makeup. It's like I want everything visible, so I applied quite an amount of blush. Here I am spraying it down with the Morphe spray. I don't have my eyeshadow primer yet, so I'm using concealer. Here I'm starting my shadow with the Fina Cosmetics. This is a powder from Fina Cosmetics. It's been so long I bought this product. I don't even use it, so I just use it for bronzing and eyeshadow now. You notice how I'm always dusting off like excess products from the brush. Yeah, you build up your products, because if you go in with like all the products on your brush, sorry, you might find it hard to blend, or your makeup will be patchy or just something. So always, dust off products from your brush. And then you see how I'm placing the eyeshadow, like dragging it upward to give the eye that lift. Here I'm using another shadow palette and another brush. Use different brushes, my loves. So I'm using this very nude color because I'll be using pigment letter. My pigment glue is from NYX. Yeah, NYX pigment glue. Little actually goes along. You see that tiny dot on my hand? Yeah, it was very enough for both eye. This pigment is from Y Glam. Is it Y Glam? Yeah, it's from Y Glam. I used two pigments actually, one for the outer corner and then the other one. Then the liner is from Zaron. I did the brows off camera, and this lip pencil is from Elf Cosmetics. So I'm leaning more into lip pencils now, because I don't even know why I was not using lip pencils before. Probably I couldn't afford the brands that I wanted, but yeah, I'm buying more of lip pencils right now. So this lip pencil is from Elf Cosmetics. I use it to line the lips first. Then for the inner part of the lips, I use my lip palette from iMagic. I didn't need the lip to do too much, because I feel the skin work and the shadow is already doing too much. So I went very nude as possible. I still toned down the nude with the lip liner and all that. I wanted it like almost close to nothing on the lip. So I'm using my Fenty gloss because it's very clear. It doesn't change or alter anything you already did on the lips. So I'm using my Fenty gloss to line. Yeah, your girl is using Fenty now. So I use my Fenty gloss to line to gloss the lips. I went back with my Fenty powder just to dust off the excess powder under her eye. I still needed the eye brights. Like I said, I was going for like a makeup look. I used the Morphe to set, and then we went in with the highlights. Fenty, of course. Rihanna did her big one with these highlights. Like, I love them so much. I love them. So yeah, I used quite a lot. I don't even know why it's not showing on camera, but in person it was actually so pretty. Look at, just tell me this makeup is not eating. This was before we styled her hair and she changed the outfit. So this is the final result. You guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. Love you.